Hi, in this video, I'm going to give you 5 steps to check if an area is going to work as Airbnb or serviced accommodation. Location of a serviced apartment is arguably the most critical aspect in determining whether it'll be successful or not. It's the only thing that can't be changed once it's purchased. Get it wrong, and it will make it almost impossible for the property to succeed. Get it right, and it'll be one of the biggest assets that the property has, and one that you don't have to put any ongoing work into. So determining whether a location is good or not is not as easy as it might seem. Just because an area might be a really desirable area to live in doesn't mean it's going to translate into lots of bookings. You might think easy access to the motorway is a big plus. Your guests might think it's too noisy. You might think a 15-minute bus ride into town is really short. Your guests might want to be 5 minutes walk away. Ultimately, the market decides whether it's a good location, and it does that through bookings and reviews. Now, you certainly don't want to just cross your fingers and hope for the best here. The handy thing about this industry is you can be a bit crafty and leverage the booking sites to learn from the other operators that are working in this area. So the first step to do this is to check whether there are any other serviced apartments already operating in the same street or building or area. So to do this, open the map function on either Airbnb or booking.com, whatever site that you like, zoom into your area and check to see if there are similar properties to yours. Now, it is important to check that they are similar because otherwise it's going to give a false impression. There's no point looking at 3-bedroom properties that are already operating in an area if you're only doing a 1-bedroom. So once you've found some similar properties in your area, go ahead and open up the listing, and on Airbnb you can open up the property's calendar just to see how busy they are. It's a handy way to gauge how busy the property is. Now, bear in mind, it is not an exact science, as if the host is blocked off nights for any reason, it just appears blocked. Also, because the nights just appear grayed out, it's not possible to see what the makeup of the bookings are. Are they lots of one-night stays, or is it one big long stay? The next step is to check what rates are being charged by that property. Check several dates, and it's really important to do different searches. Search for weekends, weekdays, different lengths of stays, 1 night, 2 nights, 7 nights, and also across different months of the year. Is it cheaper in the winter? Is it really busy in the summer? And another method of doing this is to pay for a site like AirDNA. It's a really powerful tool that can do all this for you. So now you've found some properties in your area. You've found out what the properties are charging and how busy they are. The next step is to dig into some reviews to see how happy the guests are. And this is really one of the most important things that you can do in your research, because you're getting real world feedback from other people who have had an experience in your street, in your building. What are they saying? Do they like the area? Do they complain that it's hard to find parking? Do they say it's too noisy? Do they say it's too far away from a supermarket? Are there noisy neighbours in the street? Now, the reviews also help you find out what type of people book this property. If it's lots of families, you'll find out it's very popular with leisure visitors. Likewise, you might find it's really popular with young people or business travelers. So discovering what type of people like to book the properties in your area helps you to tweak the language that you use in your promotional material and in your content on the booking sites. Are you going to aim your property at contractors, at corporates, at leisure guests? Each of these groups of guests have different preferences, different things that they care about more. So it's really important that you know who is likely to book this, so you can set up the property to have everything that those types of guests will expect. The next step is to look at the photos of the properties that you're finding in your area. And all this validation of whether a property will work or not in that street or that area is useless unless you don't replicate at least the standard that those properties are at. Just opening a new apartment in that, or a new serviced accommodation in that area, does not guarantee that you will do as well as those places. You need to pull out all the stops in terms of the renovation and the decor to at least match, but maybe blow them out of the water. Go higher if you can. They have a track record of reviews. They're already established in the area. You need to be doing everything you can to get ahead of them and to secure those bookings in place of them. You need to work harder than your competition just to get off the ground. So there you have it. 5 steps to help you find out whether a location will work as serviced accommodation. But of course, once you've chosen the location, that's when the hard work actually starts. When you've been looking through those reviews in the review research stage, you'll have saw some really great reviews that the apartment was doing, and some really awful reviews as well. This can give you a glimpse into just how hard it is to actually manage serviced accommodation. Centre Belfast Apartments is a serviced accommodation management company, and we fully manage our clients' serviced accommodation for them, meaning once they find that perfect location, their work is done. Thanks for watching, guys. If you've enjoyed the video, please subscribe, hit like, and leave me a comment if you find out any other ways of how to check whether a location works for serviced accommodation. Cheers.